Short exercise 17-6, current ratio. Neville Corporation, a home improvement store chain, so like Home Depot, reported the following summarized figures. So we can look at their income statement and their balance sheets in just a second. So Neville Corporation has 500,000 common shares outstanding during 2025. So for requirement 1, compute Neville Corporation's current ratio at May 31st, 2025 and 2024. So we're going to compute this for both those years. But first, they are going to have us determine the formula to calculate Neville Corporation's current ratio. So what is the formula for current ratio? That is total current assets divided by total current liabilities. So this one right here. Go ahead and check our answer. Good job. Okay, so now we're going to use this formula to calculate the current ratio for 2025 and 2024. So current ratio, in other words, is how many current assets do we have to pay off the current liabilities. So it's kind of a measure of what our ability is to pay off our liabilities that are due within the next 12 months. And notice as part of the formula, we have the current assets and current liabilities, and those are only found on the balance sheet. So we won't be needing the income statement here. So go ahead and open our balance sheets. And in addition, the extra other piece of information that we do not need is this 500,000 common shares outstanding that they gave us. Some students think that they need this information. However, it's just given to us because in the real world, you're going to have access to tons of accounting information, and it's your job to know which information is needed and which information is not. So to start off with 2025 here, we're going to find our total current assets here for 54,300,000. And then if we're looking for our total current liabilities, that is this 33 million even here. So we can go ahead and get our calculator open to find out what our current ratio is using those two items. So 54,300,000, and then we divide that by 33 million. So make sure we have enough zeros there. And that gives us a current ratio of 1.65 because we are rounding up to 2 decimal places here. So we'll go ahead and put in 1.65 for the current ratio for 2025. So then we are going to move on to the current ratio for 2024. So we're going to need the total current assets, and that is 25.2 million. So it looks like we have increased our total current assets significantly between 2024 and 2025, since 2025 is the newer year. So we can go ahead and get that number in first. So 25.2 million. And then we are going to take that number and divide it by the total current liabilities for 2024. And that number is also quite a bit less. So our total current liabilities also increased by quite a bit, actually almost 3 times over if you have a look here. So let's see. So that gives us a current ratio of 1.92. So we're rounding to 2 decimal places. So we went from a current ratio in 2024 of 1.92 to a current ratio of 1.65 in 2025. So what number do we want here? Do we want it to be higher or lower? Well, when you want a ton of current assets like $1 billion to very few current liabilities, like maybe $1, then the higher is better. So since the higher is better, did it improve or get worse? It seems that it deteriorated. So let's check our answer. Nice work. And this is our second requirement, what we were just talking about here. Did Neville Corporation's current ratio improve, deteriorate, or hold steady? So since it decreased and we want this number to increase, so we have more current assets and liabilities, this is a deterioration. So Neville Corporation's current ratio deteriorated. So it got worse, but not significantly, because again, both the current liabilities and the current assets both went up by a bit. So let's check that answer. Excellent.